This is the exact video that I wish existed when I was first getting started. What's up guys, it's your boy Jordan back with another video, and in this video I wanted to create a follow-up to my previous video, which was, do $5 ad sets still work on Facebook ads? The answer to that question was obviously yes, but I had a lot of people asking me, Jordan, okay, we understand they work, but what's the best strategy to use if you're going to be using these type of ad sets? So I wanted to create a full comprehensive guide for those people that are starting out with not a lot of capital, so you can know step by step what it is exactly I would do if I was starting today with a small budget. I'm gonna break down the structure, the setup, and everything that I would do if I was in that position. Like I said previously, this is something that I wish existed when I was starting out, and something that I had to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to figure out for myself. So if you're in this position, even if you have a little bit more capital, this video is one that you need to watch all the way to the end. If you like the quality of this content, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. The family is growing every day and I appreciate every single one of you. Also, this Sunday on July 22nd, I'm going to be hosting a live workshop where I break down the exact strategy that I use to generate all the numbers that I have in my business. It's going to be one of the most comprehensive pieces of content that I ever created, so you make sure you do not miss that. The link to register is down below, and I'm gonna let you guys go crazy on that one. We can only actually have 400 people in the stream itself, so don't miss out. If you miss out, I promise you're going to regret it. But anyways guys, enough talking. I'm ready to share this value. I know you guys are ready for it too, so let's get started. All right, so we're actually gonna jump in my computer and we're gonna explain everything there because it's gonna be easier for you guys to understand, and you can see the notes step by step as I go. But after you finish watching this video, you should go back and watch my video on how much money should you have before starting dropshipping. I think that one goes hand in hand with this one. We're talking about two different things, but they collide and they help each other out. So I just wanted to share that. But anyways, guys, let's get started in this tutorial. All right, so let's break this down. In this example, let's just say, for instance, we have $1,000 to test, and that's our whole advertising budget for trying to build our first e-commerce business. Now, when I was first starting out, I started out with even less than that, but I want to put this one point out there. I'm going to share a strategy with you guys that can potentially work if you're using just $1,000. But the reality of building a business is that you're going to fail a lot. It's just how the process goes. So it's in your best interest to have a second stream of income coming in whilst trying to build your business, whether that be getting a job at 7-Eleven or McDonald's or cutting grass, whatever you may be doing, or you sell a service that you can provide online to other people, such as video editing, website design, etc. That being said, if you can't figure out how to do this, it's going to be harder for you, but it's still possible. And that's why I wanted to make this video. But I had to make that point there because if I never did what I just said, it pretty much would have been impossible for me to build a business because I spent through my advertising budget quickly. But this strategy will allow you to prolong that budget and get the most for your buck. So let's get started. So if you're starting with $1,000, you need to first determine how much money will you be able to spend to test a product. Now, in this example, I want to share with you guys what I think would be the best. So let's say you're testing with $5 budgets to test audiences on a product. Now, how many audiences should you be testing when you're launching these products on Facebook ads? That really comes down to what you're comfortable with spending. What I believe would be the best thing to do for somebody starting out would be to do 5 to 10 audiences per product test. The reason why I say this is because the more audiences you test, the higher chance that you have for that product to be successful. Now, if you test 10 audiences per product, you're going to be spending about $50 per day to test that product. And ideally, this is what I believe to be the best situation. The downside to testing with $50 per day on a product is that you're only going to be able to test about 15 products. Technically, if you do the math, it's 20, but you're going to be spending a little bit more than 50 because you're going to be letting them run for more than exactly 24 hours on the dot. So with that budget, you're only going to be able to test 15 products. Now, In a perfect situation, you're going to be able to find a winner within the first 20 to 30 products that you test. If you apply the strategies that I taught you and you use the marketing skill set that you've acquired to actually produce good quality content, it's not hard to get sales and get something scalable. So I want to write down what I just suggested. You have a higher chance to succeed if you test with more audiences, but obviously it is more expensive. And if we're on a low budget like we are in this example, you want to kind of be smarter with your money. So here is what I would say to you guys so you have an exact idea. If you have already kind of did a bunch of research, you've bought a course, maybe you've been watching videos for months, I think you should test 10 audiences per product. So if you have a little bit of experience, test 10 audiences per product. This is going to allow you to have a higher chance of success. And I already explained this previously, but the reason why we're doing this is because you're not limiting yourself to those 5 audiences. And if you have some experience, like I said, it's likely they're going to be able to get something that works. If you're just starting out, never launched an ad before, just set up your store for the first time, and this is all brand new to you, and you're using $1,000 budget, then use 5. Use 5 audiences, if not. And you can use a little bit more as well too, maybe 7. But you can understand the reason why I say this. So let's break down everything that I just said, and then we can move forward about some scaling strategies and how you can get the most out of the money that you're using. So we're going to be using $5 budgets to test these audiences. You need to use 5 to 10 audiences per each product test. If you use more audiences, you're going to have a higher chance to succeed, but it's going to spend more money. With a little bit of experience, you can test 10 audiences, and if you have no experience, test 5. And with this strategy alone, you're going to be able to test at least 15 products regardless of how much you spend on these campaigns. Now, let's talk a little bit more about that because there is a kind of catch to all that. You need to know how to pay attention to your stats. So if you're on a low budget, you can't just launch stuff and then go out for the day and then just start forgetting about it. You have to pay attention. Not saying you have to be staring at your ads manager all day long, but I think you should follow these metrics so you can, once again, get the most for the money that you spend. If you're testing, and I'll put it like this, if you're testing and CPM is over $30, you should just kill the ad set immediately. That's the first metric. And I'm going to talk about a couple more metrics. But in other cases, when people have budgets to test with, and I'm working with people one-on-one in calls, and they have ads that are working, but they have a higher CPM, then I can usually tell them, look, we're going to test some more variables. We're going to get you a different creative. We're going to do this and that. But when you're on a really constrained budget, you have to be as, I don't know what word I'm trying to use here, but you have to be smart with the way that you're spending your money. And with a CPM of $30, you're going to be reaching hardly anybody for the amount that you're spending. So that's the first metric we're going to look at. If your link cost per click is over $2.50, you're going to kill the ad set. And you're going to be able to determine this on the very first day, because if you're testing with $5 budgets, you're going to be able to figure that out. So this is why I say these are so important, because it's going to save you money. If you launch something right out of the gate and after 50 cents or $1 spent, you see that CPM is 30, boom, you kill it. And that's going to save you $5 from your daily budget, about $4. And then if you see the CPC is high after you spent $2.50, boom, you kill it. That's going to save you $2.50. And all that money adds up. And if you're working with a little bit of money, you need to pay attention to things like this. Those are the first 2 things that I would focus on, and we can talk a little bit more about when you should decide to scale. I have more detailed videos on this down the line, but I want to share with you guys another tip that's going to help you a lot when you're working on extremely low budgets. So if you're testing something and you've determined that you don't even need to determine this. If you notice that it's gotten 1 to 2 sales on the specific ad set, then you should launch retargeting campaigns. Retargeting campaigns are extremely cheap. You can launch them for $5 a day, and it's going to be really profitable for you. It is, I think, like 9 times out of 10, I would launch a retargeting campaign, and it's got a 4x plus return on ad spend. I don't think I've ever launched a retargeting campaign, and it hasn't been profitable. The thing is, you have to wait till you spend a little bit of money. So after 1 day of spending on the ads, if it's profitable, or I don't even want to say it's profitable, if it's gotten a few sales, you should launch retargeting. Now, if you're confused about retargeting, you don't know what retargeting is, I can explain it now, but I have a really detailed video on this called One Simple Trick to Boost Sales on Your Shopify Store. I break down literally the exact ad copy, the exact structure, how to set it up, how to use DPA, all these things, and it's totally free. So go watch that. But retargeting is going to help you be profitable. And all this matters because when you're working on a small budget, you need all the money that you can get, okay? So that's kind of what I think would be the best low budget testing strategy. You test with $5, use 5 to 10 audiences, and then you pay attention really closely to your stats. If the CPM is really high, you kill it. If the link clicks really high, you kill it. And after one day of spending, if the ad's gotten a couple sales, you should launch retargeting to help you get some more sales and boost your profitability so you can keep pushing forward and making things work. There's a couple more things that I want to share with you guys before we wrap up this video, so let's keep moving forward. You should get a credit card. Credit cards are crucial when you're spending on advertising. So even if you're young, 18 and up, because it's hard to get one when you're 17 for a business, 18 and up, you should look to get a business credit card. If you don't have your business incorporated or have an LLC, at least go get a regular credit card because this is going to help you. It's going to help you pay for ads. It's going to help you pay for order fulfillment, and it's going to just put a little bit more in your pocket to use for your ads and for your business. So use credit cards as leverage for your budget. Credit cards helped me out significantly, not necessarily when I was just starting out because I never experienced credit. I never had a credit card before in my life. But once I started doing big numbers, like I was doing like 30, 40, 50K a week, that's when I needed a credit card because I didn't have the cash flow to keep paying for ads and paying for orders left and right. So the credit card really helped me out. But it's the same principle on a low budget as well. And when it comes to scaling on these $1,000 budgets, I can make a really in-depth video about how to scale on a low budget level. So if that's something that you guys would be interested, comment down below and maybe I'll make that for you. But as for this video, I think I covered everything that I want to cover. Let's see here. $5 budgets, higher chance to succeed. Let me say one more thing. I want to talk to you guys about how many products you should be testing a week. So I think you should be allocating, and I already have a video on this, but I just want to cover it in this video. I actually made that video like 3 videos ago. You should determine the budget that you want to spend in a week's time frame. So let's say we're testing on $5 budgets with 10 audiences, $50 a day. Let's just use this as an example. $50 a day, we test 5 products a week. That's $250 a week. That's going to allow us to test 4 weeks. So we have a month of testing products. It comes down to how much you're willing to spend. And if you're working on a $1,000 budget, I think the right answer is test 3 to 5 products a week. Now, I keep sending you guys to my other videos, but my other videos are so comprehensive and in-depth that I don't want to sit here and talk for another 15 minutes about one topic. So I'm going to touch on the topic here, but go back and watch my previous video about how many products you should launch per day. The basic moral of the story in that video is that it doesn't matter if you, like a lot of people say, oh, launch 5-10 products a day. When you have a team and when you've made a bunch of money, that makes sense. But when you're just starting out, that's suicide. That's the worst thing that you could possibly do. You need to test just a couple products a week because that's going to allow you to focus heavily on optimizing the funnel, the landing page, the video, the content, everything to the highest degree, which is going to give you the highest chance for success. It's all about quality over quantity, especially if you're working on an extremely low budget like this. So anyways, guys, I think that covers everything I wanted to talk about. I'll run through it one last time before we wrap this video up. If you're starting with $1,000 or less, or even a little bit more, I still think you should be sticking to $5 budgets. Only test a few audiences. If you have more money, test more audiences because it's going to increase your chance of success. If you have no experience at all, test less audiences just so you can get the ropes and get a feel for everything. Pay attention to those stats, and after you see some sales coming in, set up retargeting. That's going to help you so much. Use credit cards as leverage and test 3 to 5 products a week, and you should be all set. So hopefully this video helped you guys out a lot. I tried to make it as comprehensive and actionable as possible, and I know you guys like this type of stuff, so I'm going to be dropping more of it for you down the road. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. Hope you guys got some value out of it. If you did, give me a thumbs up and comment down below what's the biggest thing you're struggling with in your business. I'm going to help you guys out. I want to drop so much more content for you guys. And don't forget to register for that live workshop. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. We've already got a ton of signups. I think we already got like 270 signups. So only a couple people can get in. I'm not just saying that as a marketing tactic. I literally can only let so many people in with this webinar software. So I'm going to be hosting it on YouTube Live as well, but it's going through another software. So enough talking. Hope you guys got some value. I said that like 3 times. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. I'm just ranting at this point. Peace. See you guys next time.